Hello everyone, welcome to my first video here on this channel. My name is Amanda and I literally woke up this morning thinking I wanted to build a house in The Sims 4 and here we are, so that's what we're doing here today. Um, this is a speed build because frankly I cannot multitask. I don't think I'd be able to build and talk at the same time, so it's just easier for me to do the voiceover later. Um, so yeah, as you can see, we're in Newcrest today, um, and yeah, it's actually my absolute favourite world in the base game. Don't mind that. That's just my cat. He's just had dinner and now he wants a bit of attention. Uh, but yeah, Newcrest is my favourite world in the base game, and yeah, I decided I'm actually going to build a base game only starter home today. So we won't be using any of the expansion packs, content creator packs, game packs, um, and so on. So it's just base game, and since it's a one sim starter home, the budget is going to be 20,000 simoleons. I guess technically you could live here with a couple as well. There is room for that. Um, so yeah, I'm just starting off here with the floor plan of today's build. I had a really clear idea. That's my cat again. I had a really clear idea in my mind of what I wanted to build today, um, and so I'm just messing around with it. I've been having some issues with foundations lately. Sorry, I just lost that one. So I decided to build medium height walls and then um, make just rise it up a bit to get extra height. But then I end up going back and I just decided to add um, the thing again. I've lost all of my words. Sorry about that. The foundation. See, so the foundation is back, and I'll take away all of the platforms soon. Um, so yeah, um, I've played The Sims since I was literally a child. I'm slightly older than the first Sims game, so I have really grown up playing this game in all of its iterations. I started out with The Sims 1 and I loved it. I loved it so much. I didn't really have any expansion packs for that game. Um, One of the things, so I live quite far north and we have winter for 6 months of the year. So one of the things that I guess I didn't like about the game was the fact there wasn't any snow, because that's a huge part of just my life in general and my upbringing, because it's winter for most of the year, right? So I thought it was so unrealistic. And here I am in Sims 4 building a base game starter home. So once again, no snow, which is fine. I don't even own the Seasons expansion. I really want to get it, but don't have the money to do it. Um, but yeah, after The Sims 1, I moved on, started playing The Sims 2, which ended up being my absolute favourite. I bought so many expansion packs and I really loved it. I played it for years and years and years. Then obviously The Sims 3 came out, which I never really loved. I don't know, I never got into it. I think, I don't know, aesthetics is very important to me, right? Uh, and I just didn't find The Sims 3 to be visually pleasing, and that's basically why I never even bought the game myself. I did play it because I knew people who had it, so I played it with them, but yeah, never got it for myself. Yeah, that roof, which is just, don't know why I added the roof before I was done with the floor plan. So I'm still going to mess around with the floor plan because it's not near being finished. This took me such a long time in real life. Anyways, after Sims 3, obviously came Sims 4. I bought it as a Christmas present for myself in my first year of studying at university. And then, obviously, because I was at university, I didn't have a lot of money. So I never really got around to buying any of the expansions. I did get a few, so I got like I think 2 expansion packs. Um, but yeah, and then after university, even though I love The Sims, I ended up uh, uh, getting some health complications. So I'm technically disabled. Uh, I say technically disabled because I still sort of struggle with using that label for myself, but I absolutely cannot work in the field I got my degree in. Basically, I'm still broke and I can't afford all the expansion packs I want for The Sims. Anyways, uh, oversharing here on the internet is always great fun. Once again, added the um, roof, even though I'm not done with the floor plan. Um, but yeah, The Sims 4, I think it's my favourite. I will every once in a while go back and play The Sims 2 because I love it so much. But honestly, The Sims 4 is so visually pleasing for me. I love the aesthetics of it, so it's my favourite. Um, I'm still struggling with this floor plan. Clearly, I guess what I'm looking for in this build is I really wanted a boxy, blocky kind of build because that's something I've been really into lately. Um, and yeah, we're getting there. I think this is the final floor plan right there. Yes, there we go. Finally got to. There we go. um, yeah, so my thought around this is I want it to be sort of a almost like a box, but then I've got some cutouts and such to make it more visually interesting. Um, it's I really love playing um, with geometry while building in The Sims. I mean, clearly, just building a square house is also every shape is a geometrical shape, but I love playing around. It just becomes so much more dynamic, I think, when you add different angles and sort of cutouts into the build like this. So I love it. Um, Now I've finally started placing windows. So what I do when I build is I always place the windows from inside of the house. Um, and I don't know, I think that's the easiest for me. I used to always, because I love building, right? I used to always look from the outside. Like I'd have my floor plan ready, then I would look from the outside and decide where to place my windows. But then I always got so stuck up on the placement because I wanted it to make sense from the outside and be sort of symmetrical. But um, then it didn't make sense with the floor plan on the inside. And now I've just said, like, screw it. If I just place the windows from the inside, then it makes sense. And I quite like, so it's sort of symmetrical sometimes when looking from the inside, but I really enjoy the asymmetry um, of doing of working this way that you get sometimes. So I don't end up with the exact same windows in the exact same locations everywhere in the house, um, which also looks a bit more realistic to me. Like very few houses in the real world are perfectly symmetrical, and when they are, I find them quite boring. I do not like a symmetrical house. Um, I think we are finally going for the kitchen. I don't know why I didn't put lights in first, but I didn't. Because I like the dark, I guess. Um, oh no, here we go. So yeah, don't worry. The kitchen looks very grey, but we will adjust that. Um, and that lamp, like I just love the angle of it. I think it looks really cool. Um, I love it. I've never really used that lamp before, but I've started using it literally this week because I've started playing The Sims again after a long break. um, and I quite like it. Now, obviously, this is going to be a starter home, so we are on a tight budget. So I'm not going to get any sort of expensive counters, but we still end up splurging a bit on the kitchen. You'll see in a minute. Uh, but basically, I think it looks really cool. I really, really love the end result of this entire build. I think it's great. Um, But yeah, and as you can tell, I haven't placed any windows in this sort of kitchen section just yet. I actually like waiting with that because I need to know what the kitchen layout is going to be before I put my windows in. Because that way, like I don't end up blocking windows for the refrigerator. I also cannot stand having windows above the stove top. Um, because imagine cooking, because I mean, you cook on the stove, and just the window, if you have a window above your stove, that must get so greasy. Like, imagine cleaning a window that just sits on top of a stove. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. So, I need to know where sort of everything in the kitchen goes before I add my kitchen windows. I always do this. It's just a thing that I do. But I think it ends up looking quite nice. Added a little window right there. Um, so I didn't place a bin here, but I promise you I did not forget about placing a bin. I just, I mean, I did forget briefly, but it's there towards the end of this video. We're moving on to the bathroom. I decided to add, I think, was it two or three black walls? Three black walls, and white floors and one white wall. Um, I'm really into black and white uh, bathrooms at the moment. I just last week I moved out of a flat that had a black and white bathroom, and it was beautiful. I loved it so much. We had dark grey floor tiles, we had four white walls, um, but then we also had two black sort of diagonal accent walls, and it was just beautiful. I loved it, and I already miss that place so much. But my partner and I are moving to a different city, so we had to say goodbye to that place, unfortunately. Uh, so yeah, after the bathroom, I am moving on to the bedroom. So what you will notice is I don't actually put too much stuff into the build. If I'm building for myself, I actually like not furnishing the houses when I'm building. I'll put in like the kitchen and the bathroom, but then when my Sims actually move in, it's always a clean slate. Like the essentials will be there, like as I said, um, lights, kitchen, and toilet. But then they get to furnish. Maybe they have their own furniture, or maybe I don't know if it's a starter uh, setup. Uh, Maybe I have a sim who wants to collect frogs, and then what what am I going to do with all the frogs if I don't have space in my starter home to display them? Or maybe I have a sim who paints. Whoops, the floor tiles just went away there for a second, but it's all sorted out. They're back. Um, no, but if I have a sim who enjoys painting, maybe I'll have that sim paint all of the pictures that I hang on the walls or something like that. Um, I don't know. I just don't want a space to look lived in when I move in with my Sims. Be- oh yeah, I had a look at the budget, decided to remove all of the cabinets in the kitchen and then just put them back because I love them too much. They're staying, don't worry. No, but as I was saying, I want to be able to decorate the house as I play. I don't want to move my Sims into a house that looks like someone else already lives in it. But that's just a personal preference, so I am furnishing this house just in case. But then I was going to say something. I can't remember what. I think. Oh yeah, I remember now. We're going to just furnish a bit more. No, I've actually got a save file that I'm actively playing at the moment with a couple, and they've just bought a rather large house, larger than they would have been able to afford if it was already furnished, but they could afford it with just like the very basics. And then, so they bought the house, moved in. It's a two-story building, and they have to work and earn money so that they can renovate it because it's not finished. There isn't any wallpaper and there aren't any floor tiles or anything like that in the upstairs area. But like the downstairs or like the ground floor is it's all done. We just had to move in all of their furniture and it's good to go. So it's a livable space. But I think it's quite realistic that you know it's not all filled in. And I'm really enjoying that gameplay aspect of, I guess, earning money to spend it on a house. And I'm not just randomly building and adding rooms one at a time. There is already a floor plan. It's just half of the rooms haven't been finished. So that's quite interesting. But that's kind of the way I like to play. I want to be able to add character to the house that I live in with my Sims. Um, so my cat just jumped up on me. So he's here now. Love that. I actually took. Oh, yeah. So we. I had to look at my notes because I've got notes about what I want to talk about. Otherwise, I'll just go silent. No, I really enjoyed those black bricks in the kitchen. I think they look a lot better than the tiles we had. Um, so yeah, but I actually took forever choosing these swatches for the outside of the building. I knew I really wanted to work with this sort of charcoal color wood. To me, that's quite, I don't know, I see it everywhere here in Sweden where I live. Yeah, tried white for a bit, didn't like it, back to the black. Um, but like, I swear, every new house that has been built for the past 5 years or so has either black or white wood, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love the aesthetic of it. So I chose to go with the black wood for this build. But I think it looks quite bland, so I'm not done with painting the outside walls. I didn't know whether to go for maybe a brown or beige or even this dark browny red sort of brick color. I think I tried a completely different brick. Like it had to be cheap because obviously it's a starter home and I don't want to spend the entire 20,000 simoleon budget. It's quite nice to have a bit of money when you actually move in with your Sims, I think. But yeah, there we go. So I decided to add concrete on this kitchen nook that sticks out. I think it adds a bit more dimension to this build. But as you can see, I still haven't decided whether I want my bricks to be white, grey, red. I think I end up choosing red, but it was so difficult for me to choose. I love all of these colours. Um, I think it all looks great. The downside to having these dark bricks is that from this side, because the windows in the main living area are so big, you don't really see that there's a different colour on the outside wall, but which is obviously the whole point of this. I wanted to look very dynamic. So it looks a bit flat from one side, but nothing's perfect, I guess. Um, and then adding a metal roof because that's very common where I live, this far north. I'm just building what I know, basically. I feel like so many houses look like this these days, but I love the aesthetic. I love this boxy sort of. It's very simple. I mean, I say that it's simple, and yet I spent probably 30 minutes actually just figuring out the floor plan for this one bedroom house. But yeah, I think it looks really good. Obviously, can't forget about the outdoor bin and the mailbox. There we go. So yeah, I think I ended up choosing the Oasis Springs mailbox here because it looks quite modern. I mean, I pretty much always use it in either black or white. I mean, it doesn't look like contemporary modern, but it looks like modernistic modern, um, which is, I mean, it suits most styles. So that's the one I usually choose for my Sims builds. As I said, I don't have many expansion packs, so I don't get a lot of mailboxes to choose from. Adding a bit of decoration, landscaping. I think I just added those two trees literally. Completely forgot about terrain paint. Um, but yeah, I just think this build looks so cool. The most important bit right here: one bedroom, one bathroom, 18,614 simoleons. So you get like just over a grand to sort of play with when you move in, which I think is really important. There aren't really any skill building items in this. As I said, I if I'm moving into this build with my sim, I'd want to be able to buy whatever um, skill building item that I want, rather than just having a pre one. But this looks so great. Like it's very simple. It's so basic. But look at those windows. Oh, I absolutely love this. I would totally live in this house. So here are some screenshots from live mode in this building. I just absolutely love it. I think it looks really, really cool. Um, it's definitely, uh, yeah, it's definitely a build I'd like to live in. And yeah, it's not my dream house, but I think it looks really cool. Um, but yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.